Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. We're so glad you could attend. Come inside, come inside. Come inside, the podcast about to start. Guaranteed to rip your motherfucking face apart. It's an animal. Gotta see the show. It's a great hard rocking podcast. Shane Diablo giving it to you good, baby. Okay. Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. We're so glad you could attend. Come inside, come inside. Get yourself a Diet Coke if you know what that is. That's really, really old. Well, you can see it right here. This is we're starting this thing off with a bang today, aren't we? This is episode 28 of the Jive Talkin with Shane Diablo podcast. And right here you can see a copyright strike. Now, do you remember when I did a video, and I put it up on Saturday, only about 250, 300 views. I got a copyright strike from, look at that, Glenn Danzig. Hey, it's little Kano, oh my Valentino. I am going to say this, I'm going to admit something to you, I kind of deserve it. Now, don't get me wrong, the guy that I'm dealing with, that I was dealing with, that deals with Danzig and his copyright situations on YouTube. Complete goon, complete douche. Because, and let me explain this to you very quickly. So what I did was I did a video called Danzig Doesn't Want You to See Him Perform Lucifuge. Of course, he's touring. He's doing, in one California city, he did the entire Danzig second album, Lucifuge, in its entirety. He's just hitting everyone with copyright strikes. I'd love to hear from other people that have gotten copyright strikes from Glenn Danzig. But this was the article right here. Watch Danzig perform the entire Danzig 2 Lucifuge album. And my point being was, wow, this is crazy that this is going to be one of his final tours ever. And why wouldn't you want people to film this wonderful thing for people that aren't in California, aren't in the United States, aren't somewhere else in the world? His goon will tell you it affects his bottom line when people put video up. My answer to that would be, why doesn't he just monetize the videos? Because he's welcome to do that. If you're using a band's copywritten material, then they can leave your video up, and they can take the money that you would have earned off of it, which is what I do with the most of my channel. I absolutely 100% am totally fine with that. Every reaction video that I do on my channel, I do not get paid a penny for. Because it's copyright material. So the band that I'm doing, it gets eyes on their video that maybe haven't seen it before, and they also get the money if they choose to do that. Sometimes the bands will even share with you. They'll share the revenue. But the point is that I was coming down here, and it says, watch the entire thing, and I says, holy shit, look at this. Video unavailable, video unavailable. Then you get down here, and you'll start to see the Glenn Danziggies. Video's been removed. Copyright by Glenn Danzig. Copyright by Glenn Danzig. Glenn Danzig. So what we did in the video was I says, shh. I read this article and said, what's the deal? Why is he doing that? Why would he want to erase himself from the internet? And then I says, shh, we're going to watch. The video only had like 63 views on it, but it was from his concert. So to that poor soul that we actually watched his video, I'm sure he got banged too and got a strike. This is probably someone that has maybe 20, 30, 40 subscribers on their channel, and boom, they're hit with a strike from Glenn Danzig. What I would say to you is he means business. In fact, I would tell everyone, bust and burn and throw all your Danzig stuff away if you're up for it, because he wants to be erased from the internet. All he wants is his stuff that he's done on the internet, and he doesn't want any, he doesn't want any parody stuff. He doesn't want any commentary stuff. He doesn't want anything like that. So, did I deserve them to say, hey, could you? And this guy didn't say, hey, bro, could you please remove that video? Because the first thing I would have done is removed it. Absolutely, no problem. So what happens is, and I'm going to reach out and find people that have dealt with Glenn Danzig, and I'm going to do a 1-hour mockumentary on this entire fiasco at some point. It might take a while, but I'm going to get to the bottom of this whole thing. The guy's doing his job. I get it. Danzig pays him, and he says, I had some back and forth with this guy via email, and he was like, he pays me quite well. We're best friends, and he pays me quite well. The thing that pissed me off the most about it is you can contact them to retract the strike. He can clearly see the video has been deleted. It's gone. No one's ever going to see it. But as a punishment, Danzig and his goons are going to go ahead and let me have a channel strike. So I'm going to figure something out about that. Did I deserve it? I guess I was kind of saying, hey, look at this. All these videos just got blocked. Hey, here's a good idea. I'm going to go ahead and watch some video from the concert. Well, the video got blocked. I got a strike. So, touche. I would say touche to that. Why he does it, I don't know. But that's about the last time, other than this big mockumentary that I really hope to make at some point, is the last time I'm going to say anything about Glenn Danzig. Say, Europe, the final. This ain't the last countdown for these guys, right? Because the count is going up. Look, there's, what was that fella's name? Joey Johnson? I can't remember what that singer's name is. I don't know. Europe's The Final Countdown video surpasses 1 billion views on YouTube. Can you believe that? Europe's music video for the group's 1986 mega hit, The Final Countdown, has surpassed 1 billion views on YouTube. The Nick Morris directed clip, which was uploaded to YouTube in October 2009, that's way after the fact, right? You'd probably be on 2 billion if they put it up, I don't know, whenever YouTube started. Contains footage from 2 concerts Europe played on, oh boy, this word, Sollenhallen in Sollen, Sweden on May 26th and May 27th, 1986, as well as some extra footage filmed at the sound check for the gig. Europe's announced YouTube's milestone in a social media post on Tuesday, May 31st, the band wrote. Unbelievable! 1 billion views. Thank you so much to everyone out there who has enjoyed the Final Countdown song and video. We're sure we have annoyed a few people along the way as well with this song. Smiley face, emoji. In any case, we are super thrilled and will be celebrate tonight in Gothenburg with all our fans on this tour with Whitesnake. Funny thing that I mentioned my mother with the Whitesnake record because she had the Europe one too. Both of those. The Final Countdown was the first single released from Europe's third studio album, The Final Countdown, in 1986, the band's most recognizable and popular song. It reached number 1 in 25 countries, including the United Kingdom, in the United States, and the song peaked at number 8 on the Billboard Hot 100 and 18 on the Billboard Mainstream Rock Track charts. The single was certified gold in the United Kingdom in 1986. Oh, is this going to be a quote? 4 years ago, Europe vocalist Joey Tempesta was at Joey Tempest. Who's Tempesta? Joey Tempesta. That's the Exodus drummer, isn't it? 4 years ago, Europe vocalist Joey Tempest was asked by Australian Wall of Sound if he knew the Final Countdown would be a smash when he was writing it and recording it. He responded, "Oh yeah, mate. It is a good question. I did the demo at home with the song, and we had the idea for it so long. It was 1 minute demo since high school for me. On the third album, we decided to record the song, and we were talking about writing around this main keyboard riff. Initially, it was really a soundtrack type song and not a hit single, and I guess this was good for it. I remember playing the demo for the guys, and they really saw the song so strong, and it built from there. But no, we never knew that this was going to be such a big hit. We opened the album and the tour with the song, but we really thought this was not the one to be the initial single." Carrie, right? Carrie. See, that's what he's singing right there. You got a cold sore there? Brother, you got to work on that. Get yourself some lip balm of some sort. If you guys have paid any attention to anything that I say about why bands break up and stuff, let's just hear it from Mastodon, shall we? I hate to say that I'm right, but when I talk about if you split the writing credit between the band, you have a strong band that will stay together a very long time. If you're a guy that wants all the monies and gets all the monies and says, this is my song, my credit, you don't get nothing, then the bands usually break up. Somebody leaves the band. Well, Mastodon drummer here, what's his name? Bran Daler. Mastodon's drummer says splitting songwriting credit equally really helps keep bands together. I've said it 1,000 times, and now he's going to say it to you. In a new interview with Banger TV's Sam Dunn, I think he's the guy that did that awesome documentary about heavy metal. I can't remember what the name of it was, but it was fantastic and broke down all the styles of metal and genres and everything. Mastodon drummer Bran Daler spoke about the fact that he and his bandmates have managed to keep the same lineup since the group's inception more than 2 decades ago. He said, as transcribed, at any time anybody in Mastodon is free to go. There's no shackles, obviously, but I couldn't imagine it without one of the other guys. We're just such close friends. When we get together, we just like hanging out. We like little cocoa butter on our laying in the beds. Oh no, that doesn't. We just like hanging with each other. Yeah, we've had some trying times, but nothing. It feels very cliche to say, but we're like brothers. If there's ever arguments or anything like that, it's dealt with like grown-ups do. We sit and talk about it, or if there was something said late night, the next day it gets squashed. We say, hey, do you really feel this way, or was that booze talking? And usually it's hugs and it's fine. Asked how he and his Mastodon bandmates maintain their friendship after so long, Bran said, one thing that I think really helps, and this is a business thing, but it's publishing. We share equal publishing. And I think that really helps. I've heard, I don't want to name names, but there's some bands that famously didn't share publishing, and it really hurt them, and it probably ended their careers. It's a shame when you find out these stories about your favorite bands and they just couldn't make it work or get along. And it comes down to, unfortunately, a business decision where I feel like even if trying to look at it in the big picture and trying to imagine a lengthy career and say this album maybe somebody didn't contribute as much as someone else, but maybe on the next album they will contribute more, you don't know. But you try to just have the respect for your other players to say, I wrote this song, but it's gonna be a real Mastodon song. Unless Brent Hines is playing a guitar solo or it's on it, or unless Troy Sanders is singing on it, or Bill I can never say his name, Kelleher, adds his flavor of the guitar riffage to the song that I might have written. And so it's about respect and about respecting each other's artistry. And also, we're just good friends and we crack each other up and we have 20-something years of inside jokes. So there you have that. I've said it all along, man. The bands that don't last, you got the Blackie Lawlesses, they take all the monies. You got the Gene and Pauls, they take all the monies. When bands break up like that, it's usually somebody's got their hands in the pie, too deep in the pie. What happened with Slayer? Kerry King was making the money because he was doing lyrics and writing the guitar riffs. Tom Araya was making pretty good money. Jeff Hanneman passed away. Gary Holt was just the fill-in guitar player from Exodus, but he probably made a good salary. And then Dave Lombardo got cornholed. So there, they weren't splitting the. There's no reason to really break up a good band that's doing well unless somebody's getting cornswoggled, right? Am I right or wrong? You be the judge. You get in the comments and tell me what you think of all of that. Megadeth. This is my favorite fellow right here, James Lomenzo. And Megadeth has announced that he will be the permanent bass player in the band, Dave Mustaine's Megadeth. The reason why I like James Lomenzo is I like reality TV and I like The Amazing Race. And him and his friend Abba are on a season of The Amazing Race. Unfortunately, they do not make it to the end and win the $1 million because they lose their passports in Germany or Russia, and they are unable to continue the race. And Phil Keoghan, the host, he says, "I'm sorry, fellas, I can't check you in at the mat if you don't have your passports." And they say, "We've lost them in the cab that we were in." So I'm hoping to see another season of James Lomenzo on The Amazing Race, but I am also hoping to see him when I go see Megadeth at some point. Megadeth has announced bass player James Lomenzo as a permanent member of the band. Lomenzo was Megadeth's bass player in the mid-2000s and recently stepped back in as a touring member of the Metal Tour of the Year. Lomenzo now officially rejoins the Megadeth family. Megadeth leader Dave Mustaine comments, "I am thrilled to welcome back James to the Megadeth family. Yes. James rejoins the fold as the touring bassist, and it's been a blast having him back. We thought, let's make it permanent." James added, "I am so excited to rejoin Megadeth and move forward full stream into the next phase of the iconic band's history. With Dave, Kiko, and Dirk on the drums. There's no stopping us now, fellas. It just feels great to be home again." Lomenzo joined Megadeth in 2006 and appeared on two of the group's studio albums, 2007's United Abomination and 2009's Endgame. I'm not familiar with those two records. Can you get down there and tell me in the comments about those two records? I'm not all that well versed in those. He was fired from the band. Oh boy. He was fired from the band in 2010 and replaced with returning original Megadeth bass player David Ellefson. Then David Ellefson gets fired or let go because he showed his ding-dong to someone on the internet. In addition to Megadeth, Lomenzo has played with Ozzy Osbourne, Zakk Wylde, and White Lion. That's where you would know James Lomenzo from, is he's the original bass player for White Lion. And he also performed with the iconic rocker John Fogerty. And he was Creedence Clearwater Revival. What was the songs that he did? The old man is down the road. Was that John Fogerty? Get in the comments. Lomenzo played his first show with Megadeth in nearly 12 years last August in Austin, Texas. The concert took place 3 months following Ellefson's dismissal from Megadeth after sexually tinged messages and explicit video footage involving him were posted on Twitter. Really? I wouldn't want to see any of that, but I'm shocked that someone would just post that outright. To be fair, I think it was a gal that he was interested in. She wasn't underage, or there was nothing weird going on, but I think maybe she had alternate plans. I don't know. She's like, I don't know. Dave Ellefson was sending me nasty videos. I might go, geez, well, first thing I do is go, what is happening here? Why is Dave Ellefson sending me ding-dong pictures? But after that, I don't know that I'd put them on the internets. Megadeth's new album, The Sick, The Dying, and The Dead, is tentatively due on July 8th. The follow-up to Dystopia features a cover of Dead Kennedy's Police Truck, that's a good jam, and Sammy Hagar's This Planet's on Fire. This planet's on fire. The latter of which includes vocals from Hagar. Yeah, I heard that Sammy Hagar actually sings a bit on that Megadeth jam that they do. And I did hear that, there's something juicy down here I want to read too, but I did hear that they were supposed to release a single, Killing Time, and this was months ago. I don't know what happened, why it's not out, or what's going on with it. It says, DiGiorgio is wildly renowned as a pioneer of the fretless bass in heavy metal music. Oh, no, yeah. Who's DiGiorgio? Heavy metal music, having played with Testament, Death, and Sadus, among others, within his genre. Steve is respected for his playing skill, versatility, and incredible technique. He has more than 40 studio album recording. I don't know what that has to do with anything that has to do with James Lomenzo, unless they put DiGiorgio there for some reason instead of Lomenzo. I don't know. Guys, I'm not that smart. Question for you now. Is David Lee Roth done with music? I know that many, many years ago or something, John 5 said, I heard in an interview, he recorded a bunch of songs with David Lee Roth, and he doesn't know if David Lee Roth will ever release them. But this article here says, David Lee Roth, I'm only in the middle of my first retirement. Ho-ho. What does he say here? Let's see what's going on. David Lee Roth has hinted that he will take part in an all-star Van Halen tribute project with Alex Van Halen and Joe Satriani. Oh my heavens. Last month, Satriani confirmed to the Rock of Nations with Dave Kinchin Classic Rock Show that the trio has been in regular contact over the past year about doing something, a tour, something like that. That was going to be a tribute, true tribute to the late Van Halen guitarist Eddie Van Halen and the Van Halen legacy. He said, okay, I'm really hoping for some quotes here. The 65-year-old guitarist addressed the rumor just days after former Metallica bassist Jason Newsted revealed to the Palm Beach Post that he was approached by the Van Halen drummer about 6 months earlier about playing bass for the project. Newsted told the Florida newspaper that he agreed to go to California to jam with Alex and Joe and see if it felt right. But he eventually realized that it would be impossible to do justice to Van Halen's legacy. How could you? Jason said. There's nobody that can top it. So how do you show it in honor? I didn't want it to be viewed as a money grab. And then it kind of just all fizzled. Roth, who announced he was stepping away from the stage in October 2021, talked about his participation in a possible Van Halen tribute tour when he was spotted earlier this week by Fox News leaving the Los Angeles International Airport. Asked if he was going back on tour anytime soon, the 67-year-old Van Halen frontman simply responded, "There's always tomorrow for a singer. You know, squiddly, not so much for a trombone player these days." He added, "How many times did Rocky retire? 7? I think, no, 3 was my favorite. How many times did Rambo have to come out of retirement in order to make that sequel?" When asked about the possibility of Van Halen tribute band, including Satriani, Ross said, "Ooh, yeah. I wrote the songs. I was the one who named the band." He added, "I'm only the middleman. I'm only in the middle of my first retirement." In January, Roth canceled the remaining farewell shows he was set to play at the House of Blues at Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas due to the coronavirus pandemic. In February 2020 interview with the Star Tribune, Roth openly wondered whether his first tour since Van Halen completed its 2015 run of shows would be the last time he would perform. "I'm calling it the last tour," he said at the time. And then underneath it in parentheses, "unless it isn't. Hoo-hoo! At my age, everything is possible. Farewell tour." Yeah. "It's been a long, great trip, a long, great run," he continued. "But this kind of music requires the kind of energy that people in their 20s bring. You know, what NFL stands for? Not for long. It's similar in rock. I remember the day when we would stand around at the local dinner shop going, 'More bread rolls. Let's go have a cigarette.' And that's what we did. 4 guys having one cigarette. I remember those days. They go by fast, so enjoy them while you're in them." In March 2020, Roth performed as the opening act for the American leg of Kiss End of the Road Farewell Tour. So that might be him just saying, I'm on my first retirement, because everyone no more tours, right? Everyone has a couple of retirements. Here's a message from him, I think. Roth's 2020 Vegas residency was the first time he had set up shop in Sin City back in 1995. David complete a Las Vegas engagement at Bally's Hotel and Casino and another short run at the MGM Grand. What's he going to say here?
David, how are you, sir?
Doing good. How
especially here to see.
What a happy dude. I love him.
How are you, sir? I'm doing great. We were just down in Cabo St. Lucas. Doing?
Sammy Hagar?
A birthday party.
Sammy Hagar.
Yeah, for somebody who grew up, who was 13 years old when California Girls happened. No kidding. That's a big important time to a person. Of course. Are you kidding? I'm 40.
I love David Lee Roth. He is such a sweet guy. Guys, I'm not going to play the rest of this video because look at this lady back here in her jacket. She's like, why is that old guy so happy? I'm going to take a video of him and call the police. Yeah, I don't want to get into any more of this video because, well, if there's no video here and you're going, well, there was no video, Shane, it's because it got clipped. Everyone's after your ass these days. Everybody's after it. Here we go. Let's get into your comments. It is that time, my fine and fantastic friends, to get into your comments. Are you interested in putting your comments on the... Here's how you do it. If you put it on the episode on YouTube, then I read them on that. If you're listening through Spotify, there's no real way to send me that message, but... I'm going to start sneezing my ass off now. But if you go to the YouTube video for that episode, I will read your comments, if they're not rude, on the next one. So let's get into the comments and see what we got here. And we got our friend, Michael Buchanan. Hi, I've got nothing really to say this time around other than I wish Iron Maiden would play a lot closer than 3 hours from me. Jesus. I've never seen them live, and they're one of the big ones on my bucket list. And they're so damn good live, man. I don't care if they're 50, 60, 70 years old. All of them play like I mean, it's just good. So you're not... Get to them, see them, because it's worth it. Anyway, I'll leave you with this. Smile more, especially with strangers. It might just be the very thing they needed for the day. 100%. And let me tell you why. Is because anytime you're just you just have a little smile on your face. And you just pass someone in the grocery store or whatever, and they see the smile on the face, they instantly smile. They instantly go, hello. If you're walking with a scowl and you're angry and you're going, where's the baked beans at, you son of a bitch? Nobody wants to talk to you if you have a little smile on your face. I would also suggest to people to say hello to someone that you might not have ever, you said, now there's one person I don't think I would ever have said hello to. And you just say hello to them. It's simple. Everyone quit being so goddamn angry all the time. So you're getting a heart for that, and you're getting a thumbs up for that positive note. I like that. That's good. Philip Diamante here. Shane, you are my all-time favorite singer-songwriter. Philly boy, you're a what? You want your hearts now. You're gonna get a heart now, Philly boy. That almost sounded Michael McDonald. I've been listening to a lot of Michael McDonald. Doobie Brothers, Michael McDonald. Well, I guess mostly Doobie Brothers. Is I keep forgetting we're not in love anymore. Is that solo Michael McDonald or is that Doobie Brothers? You tell me. Put that in the comments. Miss Althea coming in here, and she says the Flying V foolishness is like a whole Little Richard thing. Oh boy, was there? I did that first, yeah, thing. And I like there aren't bigger fish to fry in the world. I don't know what that's thing, and like there aren't bigger fish. Yeah, okay, I just read it wrong. I'm a bad reader. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's not really that big a deal, and people go on about it. I was the first one to do this. So what? Michael Schenker and my old flame KK Downing need to find a hobby and start playing Mahjong or something. I played that on my phone. It's kind of peaceful. That Mahjong. Kudos to Steven Tyler for keeping himself in check and checking himself in. All the best in his recovery. Yes, we don't want anything to happen to Steven Tyler because he's got a whole lot more love in the elevator to be banging off, right? I heard that Dudes Looks Like a Lady was written about Vince Neil. Was that true? Can someone put that in the comments? This is still Miss Althea. The minutia involved, she put that word in there, and I think she was thinking this is he'll be on this word for a good 10 minutes. But I'm going straight for it. I'm saying the minutia involved with the split factions of LA Guns is giving me a headache. Who has spent more money on a lawyer over band name right than them or Rat? That's a good question. So what was the deal with that? Did Stephen Piercy and Juan Crucier ended up with the name, but was Bobby Blotzer or someone trying to get it? Still Miss Althea here. Dan and I knew Nita Strauss. Oh, she's answering the question because she said we were talking about them hanging out or meeting Nita Strauss. So Dan and I knew Nita Strauss before she got the gig with Alice Cooper because, hold on, I don't even want to look at it. I think she was in the all-female Iron Maiden band. I never got to see them live, but Dan and I knew Nita Strauss before she got in the gig with Alice Cooper when she was playing with the Iron Maidens. The all-female tribute to the obvious, Iron Maiden. And Lorraine Lewis regrouping of an all-female femme fatale. Oh, really? Nita Strauss was in the femme fatale. I wonder if it was the video that I saw. Because the one that I saw, it didn't even have the Lorraine Lewis, the singer lady, in it. It was somebody else. She is very cool and one of the nicest people you could ever meet. And she's not only is she beautiful, but she seems like she's a very pleasant person to be around. Doesn't take herself too seriously or whatever. Still Miss Althea here with the last one. It says, the occasion will have passed by the time you react to and post this, but I will throw it out there anyway. Happy Memorial Day weekend to anyone and everyone checking in on or before 5/30/22. Yes, happy Memorial weekend to one and all. And when would that have been? This Monday. Miss Althea, you're getting a heart, and by God, I'm going to give Philly Boy a thumbs up too, and I'm also going to give Miss Althea give her the thumb and a heart. Jolly Jake Lavelle coming in here. When it was introduced in 1958, we're getting good now. When it was introduced in 1958, Gibson's Flying V was a sales flop, with only 91 being sold by 1959. Wow. Soon after, they were phased out of production. Bluesmen like Lonnie Mack and Albert King, and this goes to a comment that 1683 Clifton put in down here that we were going to read, but I looked up who Albert King was. So I'm going to read this again. Here we go. When it was introduced in 1958, Gibson's Flying V was a sales flop, with only 91 being sold by 1959. Soon after, they were phased out of production. Bluesmen like Lonnie Mack and Albert King were some of the guitarist's early enthusiasts, but it was one Dave Davies of the Kinks that brought it into rock and roll. Later, Jimi Hendrix and Keith Richards would use a Flying V from time to time. The V had a brief run in 1971, but it wouldn't be until 1975 in its third production run that it would catch the eye of one Michael Schenker. He said, oh, what's that? This guitar is almost shaped like a triangle, and a triangle is my favorite shape. When he saw it around his brother Rudolph playing it in his band, the Scorpions, oh boy. So it was Rudolph, not Michael, who, quote unquote, brought it into heavy metal. Most of this I got from an online article at Guitar Player titled Get Your Wings, The History of Gibson's Iconic Flying V Guitar by Chris Gill. Fantastic comment. You know what? By golly, you're getting a heart and a thumb for that. That is wonderful. See now, Jolly Jake, I'm going to tell you right now, if Michael Schenker reads your comment there, he's going to come after you and he's going to say, you don't know what you're talking about. My brother never owns a guitar. I did. In fact, it was my guitar he stole it from me. And then he started playing it with the Scorpions. Right? But there you go. You have it right there in that title. And it's Guitar Player Magazine, for crying out loud. If they don't know where the damn thing came from, then who does? Yes, so I looked up 1683 Clifton here. I caught the Fozzy on YouTube doing the Sabbath, and yeah, it's pretty good tribute. Just saying. Okay, so he's talking about Fairies Wear Boots. Does he sound like Ozzy, though? That's what I need to know. But he says it's pretty good. I wonder why they didn't put it on that album. What's it called? Sin and Bones? There's your heart. You're getting a damn thumb, too. There you go. 1983, Clifton again here. Everybody knows the first metal flying V player was Albert King. Full stop. Albert is metal as fuck. So I looked him up. Every damn video. He looks like an old bluesman. I don't know, 50s maybe? I don't know. I don't know when he was going at it, but every single picture he's playing a flying V. Every one of them. So there's a heart for that. And bang. I'm sorry. Everyone's getting thumbs today. You're getting the old Shane thumb today. MB coming in. 70-year-old men arguing over flying V guitars. Yes. It's silly, isn't it? MB, isn't it serious? It's silly? There you go. And look, you already got 2 hearts. So you're going to get a third one there. And then you got 1683 Clifton coming in again. 4 seconds. That's the record, bro. Leave a bruise? Damn. I don't know what that means. Please comment again and tell me what that means. I think it's an inside thing. So there you have that. We'll put this picture back on here. This little plump fella right here. I don't get me wrong. I love me some Glenn Danzig. I loved him in the Misfits, and I loved the early Danzig stuff. I mean, but why you would, it would be one thing if you were putting up professionally shot live concerts on YouTube or something. But, I mean, he's just going around and deleting everything that's live. And the biggest thing that I thought about was like the young kid. The parents take the kid to the Danzig concert, right? And he gets his phone out and he goes, Glenn Danzig, and I love him. And he sings a song about mother and all that. And then his Goomba goes over there and gives him a copyright strike. It's icky. Does he have the right to do it? Absolutely. It's his right. It's his copyrighted works. He has every right in the world to do what he wants. In 2022, do you need to be old grumpy get off my lawn guy? That's left to whoever cares, I guess, because I'm stopping and caring. Let's see here. No, I want a damn beat. Oh, and I want a damn tone. It's gonna be it. We're going. Let's see. Let's get the tone. Glenn Danzig, Jive Talkin, Glenn Danzig, Jive Talkin with Shane D, Jive Talkin with Shane D, Jive Talkin with Shane D, Jive Talkin